us. Therefore, without any further hesitation, we must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who said it in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation, as only you ordained. That this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy upon us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said. Anybody I curse is cursed. Once I condemn you, you're finished. Ask the Sabo, those that tried to take over power when I was in prison, because I valued them, thought they were doing what we all swore to do. As soon as I went into prison, they started to connive to take over power. Where are they today? Because I cursed them, and they will never have peace. I won't touch them, I won't harm them, but they will never have peace. Today they are worthless. Absolutely worthless. That is who we are. Do you know why? Because our hands are clean. When we say we are whiter than white and whiter than snow, people don't understand what it means. Now they do. Do you know why? Because anything we touch, we have the Midas touch. Anything we touch turns into gold. Everything we touch. Today, everywhere the zoo is around the world, every major country, we are checkmating them. 100, no more lies. We are checkmating them. And now the world understands that the face of corruption is the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. They know. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba, Biasika, and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwukika Abiyama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu, not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
It is not enough It is not enough that we are complaining that the economy of the Igbo land is collapsing because of sit at home. Hello? You may not know the impact of this sit at home issue. It is so painful to any business person. But for people who have businesses, so we have to lift our hands, because the secret of that sit at home is the releasing of Nnamdi Kanu. If Nnamdi is free today, sit at home will stop today. So lift your hand. We pray for prisoners, and one of us is in prison, and because of his importance, even the government could not stop sit at home. I say, go to work, go to work. Yet they are in their houses. And if they are about to move, they will use about 20 security vehicles around themselves. So we shall lift our hands to pray. For over 3 years now, this is the year Igbo people have farmed. Listen. For over 3 years now, this is the best year Igbo people had farmed. We are thanking our young men who helped to clear the farms from herdsmen disturbances. God will bless you. You may not know what it means. In Abogugu last time, one farmer was killed and the whole body butchered and was brought between Ozala and Abogugu. The body packed there. Now, our farms, by the grace of God, are freed from herdsmen destruction. One of our priests last year, all his farms just messed up. He was crying. This year, he started laughing. So I am thanking our young men. I am blessing the Igbo youths. It shall be well with you. Amen. So I wenere Chukwu aka enu. Taa Good Friday mbosi nwere onwe. Isai. Anyị na-ekpe ekpere maka nwere onwe nke nwanne anyị Nnamdi. O nwere onwe tata sit at home akwụsata. Nwere onye kwutere na okwu batara ya na mba. Mụ abụ onye izi bịabụrụ ịbịa ka mba. Simon Ekpa wee pịa m ya. Pịa m ya sị na a ga-apịa ba mana gọta. N'ọkwa ugwu ka a na-akwanyere m mmechikwa ọnụ zere ha na sit at home. I went home and meditated on that. It's painful. But it is now a responsibility upon us to pray out that our brother. So I wenere Chukwu aka enu n'isi ya. Ebe ọ bụ na ọ nọ ya mara na ụmụnne ya wenere ya aka enu. Ọkwa nsọ nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Onye nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Onye nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Ị nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Onye nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Onye nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Asị m ị nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Onye nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ. Ị nụrụ ude nwa na-agba n'ọsọ.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we're making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
IPOB, one family. Biafrans all over the world. If we want safety and security for our people, then let's continue to support Eastern Security Network. All donations are welcome. No contribution is too small or too large. Do your part, knowing that freedom is in our hands, and together we must all rise to the occasion. Go to our website to make your contribution, www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. And remember that freedom is not free, but together we restore it. Farm by farm, forest by forest, house by house, and street by street.
Look here! If you don't take time, 2023 election, everybody go regret them. You dey pay me say just now, Lekki massacre don't turn to news we don't pass. Everybody don't forget people wey dem kill. People wey bullet chop their hands, the ones wey lost leg and the people wey dey suffer pain still now as I dey talk to you. 20th of October 2020 na day wey we no suppose forget. Youth dey protest EndSARS. Na that one make security operatives tear gas. Some laugh bitter oh, no be joke. That particular day make many people use windshield till today. That particular day make many mama and papa to sow ground with hot tears. As I dey talk to you, some families never feel recover from their loved ones wey no return.
Wicked leaders, wicked people. And the peaceful protesting, like you guys are shooting randomly, regardless of who the bullets hit or not.
Are you aware that the Dangote refinery? All right, let's make yet another analysis. Are you aware that the Dangote refinery has about 650,000 barrels per day refining capacity?
Okay.
And the estimated cost to build that refinery is about $15 billion.
Continue.
And the Pacific refinery in Ecuador has about 500,000 barrels per day capacity. And it was built for $12 billion.
Okay.
Kuwait is also building the Al Zour refinery for $16 billion. And the refining capacity of that one is about 615,000 barrels per day.
Continue.
Now, Nigeria produces an average of about 1.2 million barrels of crude oil per day. 1.2 million barrels. That means with just 2 refineries with the average refining capacity of the ones mentioned above, Nigeria does not have any business importing fuel. Now the federal government is proposing 6.7 trillion naira on fuel subsidy in 2023. That is what they have proposed in the 2023 budget. 6.7 trillion naira is equal to $15.6 billion. Now, the one where they bust my brain now is the federal government is planning to borrow 11 trillion naira to support the expenses for 2023 budget. 11 trillion naira. It's all right. Now, from the calculations above, 11 trillion naira can build 2 good refineries in Nigeria from start to finish.
Jesus is Lord.
See, this country cannot change unless something.
Good evening. Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans. Good morning, depending on where you are watching from. This is live and direct on Voice of Biafra, 97.5 FM. Live and direct on Enter Biafra Channel 1, Channel 2. Live and direct on Enter Biafra live streaming app. Live and direct on Enter Biafra YouTube channel. And of course on IPOB Autopilot media platforms. We are live and direct this evening to continue the exposition and to continue to educate the world and those who are yet to understand that Nigeria is falling and Nigeria will break next year. And if Nigeria do not break in next year, Biafra will break itself out of Nigeria. And so this program we are having every day is to tell you the reasons, to make you understand the reason we are going to do anything, including fighting, including throwing bombs on Nigeria. If they don't let us go, we are going to throw bomb. We will throw bomb at them until they let us go next year. I want you to underline the word. We are going to throw bombs at Nigeria next year. We will throw that bomb until they let us go. So, some of them, what we have come to do this evening is to quickly look at how America participated in the genocide against Biafra during the 60s. And then from the latest interview by Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton admitted that America participated in a war, that 3 million children or 3 million people lost their life in Nigeria. So we are here now to give you the analysis of that particular Bill Clinton interview. And then after that Bill Clinton interview, a lot of people began to ask questions. I want you people to understand that what is happening today is not coincidence. If you think that the reason why most of these powerful men are now talking about Biafra is because it's a coincidence. No, it is not coincidence. The reason why everybody is talking and things are happening is because Biafra is coming next year, 2023. And like I said, if it requires throwing bombs at Nigeria before the coming of Biafra, we are going to throw bombs. Because those who are fighting this Biafra with me, we all understand the price of freedom. Those who are still telling you preaching Biafra or preaching Biafra freedom is cause inciting violence, they are all idiots. They are all cowards. They are all ignorant. They are all ignorant of what freedom is. They are all ignorant of their own predicament in Nigeria. So if throwing bombs at Nigeria is violent, then come and take me that I'm committing violence in Nigeria. If throwing bombs at Nigeria is inciting violence, go to hell and do whatever you can do. But what I have come here to tell you, and I will continue to tell you every day until Biafra is declared next year, is that we are going to use everything, including knife, against Nigeria until our freedom is achieved. So, after Bill Clinton giving this interview, granting this interview, a lot of people started asking questions. But there was a secret document from the Department of State that some of the secret document that I made public from the United States Department of State, which suggest that they were actually turning around to support Biafra. And because those who were fighting for Biafra at that time didn't have that knowledge, they didn't have that intel. So that if Bill Clinton admitted that America participated in Nigeria war, and which 3 million people died, so it is not, it is contradicting to that particular secret document. So this evening, I have come to do judgment, objectively to the interview granted by Bill Clinton. But before we go into this interview, I want to play the video that you just listened to just a few minutes ago. This video is how the corruption, what is keeping, those people that you think that are fighting for Nigeria and they have 1 or 2 reasons to stay in Nigeria. This video now is the reason why they are fighting to stay in Nigeria. And you just watch that video. And I want you to see how ignorant an average Nigeria is, especially those who are supporting Obi, who out of hatred for Biafra, they are supporting Obi. Those who the only thing they want to do is anything that will favor Igbo man, they can never support it. So I want you to listen to this video till the end and see how stupid and ignorant the guy is. The guy said, after telling you all the impunities going on in Nigeria, which nobody can solve, he said they need to elect somebody. They say Nigeria need to choose wise. It is only a fool that can identify all this problem he listed. And this is only in one, this is not even the problem, but this is just one small problem in the oil sector of Nigeria, in the oil industry. only one small problem. And so there is no way the person can identify all these problems that are running into billions of dollars. And somebody who is benefiting from that will now come to tell you, end Nigeria. And the person will agree and end Nigeria. In fact, not even to talk about ending Nigeria, to even talk of, to even talk of, to amend this oil subsidy or whatever that is happening within the oil sector to solve this problem alone. Somebody is saying that my cap is a bishop cap. Okay. Somebody say my cap is a bishop cap. It's not a bishop cap. This is Simon Ekpa style of cap. Osibanjo have his own cap. Osibanjo's cap is cap of Wankbi. Wankbi cap. Do you people know what is Wankbi? You know what is Nkbi? Nkbi? Nkbi is the one that the head, the head of Nkbi is if you don't understand Igbo, sorry for you, because this one, the name is only good in Igbo language. So it is called Nkbi. Nkbi have Nkbi have a very funny shape in the forehead. So don't mention the name in English. It is more better in Igbo language. So Nkbi have a funny shape in the head. So the head will come and be like this, So if you look at Osibanjo, if you look the face of Osibanjo, I'm sorry, this broke me down. But on a more serious note, some of you may not have thought about this, but so some of you may not have thought about this, but believe me, my mind goes far. My mind goes very far. I think what ordinary people don't think. Okay. I'm sorry. One thing about me is that I think about what ordinary people don't think. So, and that is what makes me different. So if for an ordinary person, believe me, ordinary person would never thought about what I'm saying now. When you see Osibanjo and you look at the shape of the cap of Osibanjo, it is like Nkbi, the forehead like this. So every time I see Osibanjo, the way the face look at the way the face look very dry and and the shape of the mouth and the shape of the mouth and everything, and that cap will now come and stay. The cap does the shape, and I must honestly, the person that is doing that cap is an artist. I am telling you, whoever that is sewing that cap, that is one of the best artists. So that I am telling you the fact, that person, whoever that is making that cap, if that person dies, that is the end of Osibanjo's fashion, because nobody will be able to do that. How can somebody, I think a lot of things. How can somebody, how did Osibanjo get the shape of such cap? So anyway, I just want to make this side comment to make you people relax a little bit, so that your brain can take what I'm about to do today. So I want everybody to listen to this video and see that some people don't have brain. Let us go there.
All right, let's make yet another analysis. Are you aware that the Dangote refinery has about 650,000 barrel per day refining capacity.
Okay.
And the estimated cost to build that refinery is about $15 billion.
Continue.
And the Pacific refinery in Ecuador has about 500,000 barrels per day capacity. And it was built for $12 billion.
Okay.
Kuwait is also building the Al Zour refinery for $16 billion. And the refining capacity of that one is about 615,000 barrels per day.
Continue.
Now, Nigeria produces an average of about 1.2 million barrels of crude oil per day. 1.2 million barrels. That means with just 2 refineries with the average refining capacity of the ones mentioned above, Nigeria does not have any business importing fuel.
There is God. Oh.
Now the federal government is proposing 6.7 trillion naira on fuel subsidy in 2023. That is what they have proposed in the 2023 budget. 6.7 trillion naira is equal to $15.6 billion. Now, the one where they bust my brain now is the federal government is planning to borrow 11 trillion naira to support the expenses for 2023 budget. 11 trillion naira. It's all right. Now, from the calculations above, 11 trillion naira can build 2 good refineries in Nigeria from start to finish.
Jesus is Lord.
See, this country cannot change unless something drastically changes about our leadership. 2023, we need to vote wisely.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? My problem is that you know my problem is that after mentioning all these things, which is fact, after mentioning all these things, the guy come to understand that Nigeria is gone. And then he went further to say they should vote wisely. That is where the stupidity of the highest order, coming. That is to show that none of the people following Nigeria have brain, because you can't actually identify all this problem. And for you to have known where this problem is coming from, for you to have identified this problem, means that you know where the problem is coming from. Yet, he is telling you to vote wisely. What is your vote going to change? Is your vote going to change the refinery, or what led to the refinery? No, or the vote is going to make you, your vote is going to change the fact that they are going to borrow money for the budget. And let me tell you, they are telling you to vote wisely, as if there is somebody somewhere who is going to do magic. Okay? Now, when they tell you that you have to vote wisely, okay, there is no other thing, there is no other person. Voting wisely to them is either that you are going to vote Tinubu. Voting wisely to them is either you are going to vote P2B. Voting wisely to them is either you are going to vote Atiku. But I believe from this person now, his voting wise is that you vote P2B. Now, P2B knows exactly what this man is talking about, and they are receiving the pressure from us. Now, look at what P2B is saying. P2B said, any president coming in 2023 will face domestic external challenges in Nigeria. And this was P2B who few days ago was boasting and telling you, give me your mandate. I will not complain. I will not do like other people who will come to tell you it was the same, it was other people that did it too. If you vote me as a president, I will not come to tell you that, no, I am serious. You think I'm joking? Now let me show you the video. Peter Obi said, vote me and you are going to enjoy me, and I will not tell you that look at other people, and so therefore vote me and vote me and vote me. So I am going to now show you Peter Obi, where Peter Obi is telling you if you vote him, you are not going to hear him tell you to where is the video? Where is the video? One moment. Where is the video? A moment. No. You know, our own is everything is evidence. We will come with evidence. We don't do ojoro. I will come with evidence of what I'm talking about. Where is it? Where is it? Peter Obi say, vote me. I will make sure. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Here we go. I want you to listen to this scammer.
Nigerian people. Great Nigerian people. Comrades and friends, it's my pleasure to be in your midst. And I want to thank the Nigerian Congress and the TUC for inviting President of NS one pot, because to the off never be business as usual in Nigeria again.
This is not it. This is not it.
Time
Sorry.
is on our side. Oh yes.
This is not it. This is not the video. You know, I didn't prepare to play this video. You know, this bit of the video. But anyway, so this is not the video. This is not the video. But anyway, some of you know the video I'm talking about. In case if I didn't get the video, but I want it is in the same place. It is in the same place. In this same place that Peter Obi made that comment. So it is in this same place. In this same place that Peter Obi made that. So anyway, I will not go into wasting my time to look for that video. I think I will play it again because I did not come here, because when I'm talking, sometime I will just make mention of something and then I want to show it to you. So the issue now is that is not the reason I'm here, but you all agree with me that Peter Obi, said, give me your vote and I will not go to say the previous government did this and did that. Okay? But today he is already complaining even because he can't stand the heat that the Biafrans are giving him. Apart from that, he cannot also stand the heat of the Fulani because they know he is fake and he is trying to take more than he can chew. So, it is quite disheartening that after this guy discovered all this problem, he said, vote wisely. He knows the vote cannot change anything. And I also wish to remind you that in the same vein, in the Imo State, in Imo State, and probably every other part of Nigeria, they are witnessing this particular thing you're about to watch now.
It's a man's picture and female gender. If you go also to Amoma Primary School, only in 01, you will see a name like Grifty Edem, a man with a female picture. If you go to Puluyini 01, same Amoma, you see a name like Hans Bira, a woman's picture and a male gender. Then you continue also you go to Umuhu Primary School 001, you see a man's picture, female gender, a name called Lanley Allen. We're talking of Oma where you have names like Nkechi Adam. Then you go to the same Umuhu Primary School, you see a name Luna Elomo, a woman's picture and male gender. You see so Japanese name, you see a female picture and a man's gender. This is how all of them is. So I will give the copies to all of you and we'll share tonight also. Now, when we went through the register, we discovered thousands of these foreigners in the register with names such as Grifty Edem, Innsbray, Floyd Gary, Ford Scott, Ghana Stella, Hood Killer, Harin Drake, Gruti Silas, Lenny Allen, Luna Amo, Lower Rizafana, Makati Yusio, Muru Amba, Morono Lee, Maurice Dakwam, Navarro Dankwam, Tyson Kata. They are all in their thousands in Hope Uzodinma's village, Omoma Ward, in Imo State. We are using Omoma and Imo as a test case of what has been done to over 18 states in the country. It is, however, very instructive that it will be discovered from the data in the register that we shall make available to you that all these fake registrants, both old and young, as can be seen from their photos, all have the same date of birth, 1983, including the grandmothers there. Nigerians will also see new registrants, which are, when you go to page 4 of this, you will see people that were born in 1900, 1902, 1912, 1913, 1931, all in Hope Uzodinma's village registered among this new registration. Which are names we believe we are from a death register in New Zealand. Names like Abraham, Jack, Dave also appeared against female photos. Further, faces that are obviously quite old are seen with date of birth like 1990, 1993, 2000, 2002. You will also find obviously female names such as Rebecca, Jane, Gloria, Mary, Felicia against male photos, and also see photos of women wearing hijab, yet answering village names in Omoma in thousands. I need to remember that Omoma is Doru East in Osun, where the activities of unknown gunmen is very high. Okay. And INEC office have been burnt. Okay. Male gender were assigned to female photos, and female gender assigned to male photos. What
I want you to understand that this is the government who claim that there is something called unknown gunmen. Okay? This is the government. This is a criminal, complete Nigeria is criminal government. A government who sponsor their own security personnel to go into crime, to incriminate Biafrans. The government who send their military to go and form unknown gunmen, and they begin to kill their own police. They bomb police station to say Biafrans are doing it. And when we are going to do it, we are going to tell the world that we are doing it. That is when we are going to enter the war, the liberation phase of Biafra. I'm telling you, the time we are going to fight Nigeria, if we bomb police station, we tell you that we have bombed police station. It is part of the Biafra war. But these people you see here, they are the one committing all the crimes. And like you see Soludo yesterday in our program, he said anybody you see in the forest is a criminal. And all the Igbos are criminals. That, Soludo as a governor, he have not seen anybody from outside. Soludo said that all the crimes are being committed by Ndibo. That they have all the people that they have arrested. Why would you? He said all the people that have arrested are all Igbos. There is nothing that there is not. Of course, the people you arrested are your own vigilante group. So what do you have Fulani in Anambra State vigilante group? No, you have the Igbos there. So the people you are arresting are the same group that you recruited. So, but when you begin to recruit Fulani into the Anambra vigilante group, then you are going to arrest them. So this same government is the one who you see now that they put names of people that doesn't exist. Register them. It's the government that is going to come and go to forest and say they are fighting criminals. Why the criminals who are committing the crimes and havoc are with them in government house, in Douglas, in Ikonso's house in Owerri. So you see, and all these things is happening, yet nobody is talking. Yet the governor is still parading himself. And this is the one that have been exposed to. This thing you see that they are doing in Imo State now is all over Nigeria. All over Nigeria. You think it is only Hope Uzodinma that is doing it? If you think that it is only Hope Uzodinma that is doing it, then you are not a joker.
A shame for a party in power to be involved in this type of electoral treason. It is like that all over the states. In many polling units in Uguta, in Mbano, in Oru East, in Idato South, you will see similar things. You will see that it was passport photograph that were used to register majority of the names found in the register. In words like Obioya is important for you to note here. There's new polling units in Obioya where they have the health centers and the Mumebe Manumo, all are contained here. The entire new polling unit, scanned passport photos was used for the registration, including burial pictures. You will see them. They even snapped it from the frame with no shape. It wasn't even a professional work. So, in words like Obio here in Idato South, in Isekenesi 1 and 2, all in Idato South, you will find the scanning of passport photos and pictures from brochures with which registration was done. And all of you remember that the beavers captures the picture of the person it is registered. So how come people had access to the password and were able to upload passport photos and burial pictures and created names for them to be registered? It is like that, statewide and nationwide, in almost the 22 APC control states. It is very obvious from the register that these were not captured human faces, but photos that were captured and uploaded to the register with fake names and fake biometrics. At this juncture, it is right to ask some questions to the APC, the presidency, and security agencies. Who generated these photos and these foreign names, whose real identities are exposed when you search them from the government? How did the APC and their agents and those behind this monumental fraud get access to the machine committed this thing? A name like Go Faith.
All right. I have been supplied the video I was looking for, the video of P2B. The video of P2B. So we are going to listen to the video. One moment. And the reason why we are going to be playing this video is because it is all connected. Okay, it is all connected. So let us let us listen to it. All right, here we go.
Please be seated, please. The president of NLC, first, let me sincerely apologize that I came in here before this event started. It was not my fault. However, I take responsibility for it. Somebody said, I will call you, know when you're going to come. I left UK last night, arrived Lagos this morning, took the very first flight by 6:30, arrived Abuja by 8. And when I arrived by 8, I called someone and said, when you're ready, tell me I'll be here. And I kept saying, are we ready? We are going to start. But that I own up, I was late. I sincerely apologize. Number two is that a retreat organized by Labour and Labour Party. My job here is to listen. Because it will be one of the most disappointing and grave damage to Nigerian existence if Labour goes through this effort and supports somebody to lead this country and it fails. God forbid. So So for me, I want to listen. I want to take note. That note is more important to me than anything. I don't want to tell you people any idea. So that you don't go there and start giving them excuse. Because what we are used to in this country is for people to go into office and start saying what they saw when they get in there. To see it when I get in, I want to hear it now. So I know what to do when I get in there.
They are clapping. You people hear that? He said he is not going to be part, or he's not going to be a president that when he get there, he is going to say, oh, we didn't expect this. We have, this one happened and it was a fault of the other, and without even getting there yet, he is already telling you that incoming government will face domestic and external challenges already. And it was after he made this speech. It was after he made this speech. You all know when he made this speech. Now he is telling you that the incoming government will face. Of course, there will be no incoming government. But just to tell you, somebody who is not coordinated, somebody who is not real, somebody who is not actually, wanting to be president, somebody whose activity has nothing to. He fear Atiku. This man, if he see Atiku, he can pee in his pant. Atiku is pressing him like this, like button. This man can leave his wife, his family, and abandon all of them for Atiku. And the reason why he is doing that, I do not know. Because Atiku is not the one who started him business. Atiku is not the one who... What is Simon Ekpa? No, how can I know? Okay, I will not even say what I don't know. How can I know that it is not Atiku? What you don't know is bigger than you. So let me narrow this. Let me narrow this thing, because who knows when they started? How can I come now from nowhere to tell you who P2B is? Okay? But we do not know why is P2B fearing Atiku. Now, listen.
The job of the leader is to solve problem and show solution, not to give excuse. I don't want to go there and people start saying, oh, I'm blaming the people in the past. They did this, they did that. If they were doing good, you won't hire me. So I'm being hired to deal with the problem, not to remind them where they're coming from. I don't want to remind Nigerians where they're coming from. I want to start solving the problem.
Because if you go to the south,
I listen to
southeast,
the president.
the southwest,
I listen to Flana. In fact, people like Flana, well, I always tell even my brother Pastor Tommy and so I say, listen, you get to a stage, you'll be wondering whether you're right or you're wrong. Because how can you be speaking like this and nothing is happening? Even my only two way, I go to my house, and my wife will tell me, just drop everything about GDP outside. Come inside this house and eat so that we can have peace.
Did you people hear it? This is the one I want to play. He said, if you go to his house, the wife would tell him, I was telling people this the other day, you thought I was joking. He said he would go to his wife. The wife would tell him, drop all this GDP. Drop all this GDP outside. So that we're not going to have problem. Because the wife knows it's a fake. You are calculating GDP in a country that doesn't have data. And all these BD people is what all this BD comedian is what is using to deceive them. These BD people will say they have seen Chikobi. They have seen Obi is brain. That Nigeria is a brain destroyer. Nobody is thinking well. So when they got to see people be quoting GDP, quoting figures, percentage that doesn't exist, you see, people should be asking questions. Ask Peter B, where is he getting all this percentage and from which data? Nobody dare to ask that question because all of them are projecting Peter B because of Biafra, just to fight against Biafra. You people don't know the battle we are. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we have many mountains, you don't see this one coming. This is the mountain Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was talking about. He said the wife, even his own wife, say, if you come, please drop that your GDP outside. Don't bring it inside this house. Because the wife can't stand it. The wife can't. You know, there are some kind of, the thing even your husband can be doing. You can't stand it. No matter what. You can't. It will be becoming like a joke, but you can't stand it. So the wife cannot stand all these lies Peter B is telling. Because you know what you don't know is bigger than you. You don't know what they discuss on the bed. When two of them will be lying in the bed, and there will be Peter B will be telling him, this Nigeria, this the contract I discussed with this thing I discussed with the Prime Minister when I was in London. This task they give me, you need to be speaking to convince people. You need to, even if you are not sure, you be very serious and to say these numbers. The wife will be telling him, but these numbers does not exist. It does not exist, but this is Nigeria. It doesn't exist, but you should understand that this is Nigeria. So, just allow me, let me continue. Because at least, don't you see that people are believing me? So, and the wife, conscience will continue to judge her. That is what I am telling you. This is what they discuss inside their bed when they are lying down, meditating on the things that have happened the whole month. Obi will be telling the wife that, let me continue. The wife will say, but this GDP is not true. The GDP is not true. So it has come to the extent that the wife no longer want to be hearing Obi with GDP. So if you want, go to stupid Nigerians and preach GDP. Don't bring it inside this house because I know you. Okay? Obi, I know you. I know you and I know your GDP. Don't bring it inside this house. Keep it outside and deal with the foolish Nigerians. So the GDP, you yourself know GDP does not exist. Where is Obi getting the GDP? Nothing. It's just making calculation and the GDP and this and that. And then he tell you 90% of children in Nigeria is this, 20% of... How many people in Obi village is counted in Nigeria census? No, this is our own is simple arithmetic, practical. Ask Obi, how many people in his own village? In fact, village is too far. How many people in Obi's kindred is counted in Nigeria as Nigeria census? To make up this, they are flying in the air 200 million people. How many people in Obi village is counted? Obi cannot tell you, even from his own village, he cannot tell you people that have been counted in Nigeria census. But Obi is telling you GDP that doesn't exist. So I have been able to prove what I want to prove. I have been able to prove that Obi is a liar. Obi told you he want to go to Abuja and he don't want to complain, that he want you people to tell him the thing here. After listening to this thing, Obi went and said, the people coming, we face domestic and the external challenges, which is the thing he promised not to do in this place. He promised not to complain. He promised to be a problem solver. And now he is not a problem solver. He has become the problem himself and complaining and complaining and complaining. Obi is just ordinary scammer who have come to scam you and scam Biafrans and make you to lose focus on the Biafra agitation. And that is why we are fighting him bomber to bomber to make sure he do not even distract us a bit. So let us now listen to the President Clinton that I wanted you to listen before. We are here now to do exactly what we have come to do. I want you all to listen. Remember, the topic of today is the America involvement in Biafra genocide. And now that particular America involvement in Biafra genocide start now. And remember that we also inform you that the reason why we are mentioning Obi, because it has connection with the next year no election, and that is how Biafra is going to come. And we are also informing you that America can never ever again do what they did in 1967, between 1967 to 1970. So here we go. Let us go there.
We have just passed the 200-day mark of Putin's war on Ukraine, and despite Kyiv's recent successes fighting back against the invader, there is no real end in sight. I wanted to hear President Clinton's take on the war and how events 30 years ago might have started it all in motion.
Let me ask you about Russia, the war in Ukraine. You know, there are a lot of people who argue that it's all your fault, that the reason that Russia has invaded Ukraine is that the United States, by expanding NATO, provoked that. The largest or most significant expansion of NATO took place on your watch. What do you say to them? You're wrong. And here's why.
So, in other words, according to this journalist, today, Bill Clinton policy, according to them, Bill Clinton policy is now bringing war in Ukraine. Although Bill Clinton have a different contrary view. But is it true that the reason why Russia is invading Ukraine is because of NATO? So, if it is because of NATO, that is the reason why Russia is invading Ukraine. And the NATO something happened under Bill Clinton watch. Then it cannot be a lie. Was there an agreement under Bill Clinton watch with NATO and Russia, or NATO and other part of the world? If the answer is yes, then the policy of Bill Clinton is directly fueling the crisis and the war between Ukraine and Russia. This is a historic fact, but let us hear how he responded to that. So why I'm making this comment is because it is the same thing that is going to happen in Nigeria next year. The involvement of America and the other part of the world to kill Biafrans and subjugate them into submission to Nigeria will make another thing to happen in Nigeria next year. So now it is Ukraine. Next year it is going to be Nigeria. Go and mark it. And we, Biafra, will start it. And we are not hiding. And there is no amount of burning our market, burning village that is going to stop this earthquake from coming to Nigeria next year. We are going to start it. You know, they say you people talk too much, talk. We have to talk because we are different. We have to talk because some stupid people, the people that are always complaining that we talk, are people that have nothing to offer. If you have something to offer, we should not be talking. You should bring the fund that will make this Biafra to come. Bring the money, because money is what we need. And the only reason we are talking is because we need the money to fund this liberation of Biafra next year. And that is why we are going to talk. So if this talking is paining you people, we are going to talk it until it is time the resources will be completely available for us to kickstart the liberation of Biafra as soon as possible. So when you hear all these people say, oh, no, there is this and there is that, oh, they talk too much, talk, no action, no action. They say, look at Fulani, Fulani is doing, they don't talk. Yes, Fulani is in government and they are sponsoring them. How many of your people are in government that will bring their money or even somehow maneuver the Nigeria government money to use to sponsor the freedom of their own people? You can't do it. Fulani is doing it. So they don't need to come online and start shouting for, come and donate, come and donate. First of all, nobody is going to envy another person because they are donating. Some of you are because you are criminal minded. So whenever somebody talk about donation, you think the person is already, stealing from the people. Like some of you are, that is exactly what you have done for years. Fulani don't come online and start agitating. Come now, I'm going to give you money. They have money. You hear Dr. Man Lafia say they carry their money in aircraft during the pandemic. Dr. Man Lafia said they have money. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said they have over 20 billion and they can buy anybody. But you claim you have the money. All you people do is gallivanting like this. All this, what did they call? Obi Kubana them. These are just people of yesterday. E-money them. These are just people of yesterday. People have done that. As a go of Ihala, everybody knows him. When he reigned his own, John Nebolisa, Kuzu, all those people have reigned. Today go to their houses. There is nothing to show for it. If you go to Ezego of Ihala, you are going to shed tears. Today, all of them, all these boys, they are gallivanting. And one thing is that their so-called investment is not secured. If they have that investment in Europe, do you know what it means? That is lifetime investment. But in Nigeria, they can wake up tomorrow and everything is gone. I am telling you, Obi Kubana can wake up tomorrow, all his hotel will be burnt down, the one in Abuja, the one everywhere, Fulani can finish it one day. And everything is gone. There is no insurance. There is no security. That is the end. And nobody will be held responsible for that. So when you see all these people, people, they are gallivanting. All of them are comfortable in Nigeria, carrying police here and there. They as if that can protect them. That cannot protect them. Any day Fulani remember them, that is the end. They will use everything to bring them down. They should learn about what happened to other people. Like I said, they should learn from all this Ezeago, John Nebolisa, and all of them. Now bring money to fight for this freedom so that, you cannot be a king alone in your place. So that not only you that will live good, so that those less privileged, the government can have a better plan for them. No, they want to be the only people rich in Anambra, the only people rich when they are moving, everybody can do that. Nigeria is cheap. All of us can decide, we can live that life. I am telling you the fact. It is not expensive. We can decide that we go to Nigeria, we hire all the police, hire all this. It's just 2 months. 2 months of staying in Nigeria. We come back here and continue our, I'm telling you the fact. It doesn't cost anything. I can bring 20 million, put it on ground. We go to Nigeria. Every Christmas, we go to Nigeria. I will bring 20 million and keep. We go there, carry escort everywhere. After 2 months, I will come back. What life is that? That is the life these people are living. You see them, they say they are doing show. Yes, they are doing show. They make money in Nigeria with all these, their fake things. But come and use that money to support for betterment of your society so that even your investment can be secured. They say no. They want to be the only one everybody worship in their communities. And when you touch, they say, do you know how many people they are helping? Which people they are helping? Helping who? They say they are helping. Are you supposed to help people? Is it your responsibility to help people? It is not your responsibility to help people. Government should design policy to help its citizens, not you. So if you decide to help people at the end of the day, when you have a better society and a good government, it is your choice. But it is not individual. Obi Kubana will come and post this one. I help this guy. He was giving money to that one. You are helping somebody. You pick one person. You help the person. It's a good thing. But what about the people he was giving money to? They say, oh, that guy is a good guy. They saw him. They pick him up. He was giving water free of charge to the prisoners. What about the prisoners he was giving water to? What about the prisoners he was buying something to? Have you asked how they ended up in prison? Have you asked what crime they commit to make them go to prison? Some of them are innocent. Some of them are even better, have good heart, better than the one who was giving them something. These are the problem and the loopholes that when we watch it, sometimes it breaks our heart. And somebody will use it to make money. You use it to do advertisement. Obi Kubana have picked up somebody, oh, the person is giving something and he saw them and the video is circulating. Oh, you are selling. So what about the people that he was giving something who are in prison? All these things are rubbish. When you go and approach them, they will, some of them will not, is it Biafra? I beg you, go and sit down, which Biafra? But let me tell you, all these people will regret it in due time. It is not, I am telling you the fact. All of them will regret the approach they took, the position they took, the choice they made in this struggle for Biafra. The time is coming. Because at the end of the day, they will come to us and they are going to regret the choices they have made. What I'm telling you is going to happen. Because by the time they begin to see water, and they begin to hear and they see the green light of Biafra, they are going to make a turn back. And it is not going to be easy for them. We will make things difficult. I am telling you. Because how can we come? We are fighting for Biafra, fighting for the betterment of everybody. Some of us have our jobs and everything. We just leave it. And put time. Because, they have business. Some of us have our own business as well. So we know how to, work with our time. And then go to them and say, bring money for Biafra. They will tell you which Biafra. They never believe Biafra is coming. But let me tell you, next year will be a historic year. And these people who think that Nigeria have favored them and they can, they can be anything they want to be, gallivant in their villages, go on convoy, and deceive people and make everybody to worship them, they are going to regret the choice they have made against Biafra. Now, I want us to listen to this, because that is what we have here to do.
When I did what I did, I offered Russia not only a special partnership with NATO, but the prospect of eventual membership in NATO, arguing that our biggest security problems in the future were going to come from non-state actors or from authoritarian states selling chemical, biological, and nuclear capacity to terrorist groups. And a lot of that happened. And that we should do this together. But I looked at him and I said, do you really believe I would use an air base in Poland to bomb Russia? And he said, no, but a lot of little old ladies in Western Russia do, because their historic memory includes Hitler and their grandparents' memories included Napoleon. I said, okay, I concede that. But our historic memory includes the notion that your greatest days were under Ivan, Peter the Great, and Catherine the Great. In other words, when you could control your neighbors. And people don't want to be controlled anymore.
Did you hear that? Bill Clinton, in his old age, people don't want to be controlled anymore. Of course, it's not as if, that is a government as such. No, but people don't want to be controlled anymore. When he talk about people don't want to be controlled, he talk about nations. He's not talking about individual. I don't want to be no. He said people. In this context, Bill Clinton was referring to people as a nation, like nation of Biafra, people of Biafra, indigenous people of Biafra. People of Biafra don't want to be controlled anymore, especially by Fulani and the British. And that is what is going to happen in 2023. So America cannot do that mistake for the second time. Because today, everything is happening for everybody to see.
They want to be free to chart their own course. I'll never forget the first time a man with impeccable military credentials, the warden of Rhodes House, who was Admiral Viscount Montgomery's aide de camp in World War II, said, you know, you're going to have to leave Vietnam for the same reason we had to leave Nigeria. We left Nigeria. There was a horrible war. 3 million people died, but we had to go, and you're going to have to go. And I said, why?
Did you hear that? The same reason they have to leave Nigeria. That in Nigeria, there was a horrible war that over 3 million people had to die in Nigeria, and they had to leave. Now, somebody was watching this video and made a comment that if the actual America participated like this, then it contradicts the analysis where I was exposing the secret document of the Department of State that they were turning for Biafra and the war ended. So, and that is quite actually, the person did not understand Bill Clinton very well. So Bill Clinton said that America had to pull out of Nigeria, that it was a very horrible war, not pulling out of Nigeria, but pull out of the war against Biafra. When Gowon, in that secret document that I exposed, Gowon was requesting for, requested for that America shouldn't allow the aircraft for the Red Cross to come to Biafra. And the American president at then also turned that request down. So it was when they actually pulled out. But at first, they participated in everything Gowon and Nigeria government was doing against Biafra people. But then when Gowon made a request that they shouldn't allow that flight to bring any aid to Biafra land, the American government turned that particular thing down. American government also warned Gowon that nothing should happen to that plane. And that was towards 1968, 69. So, and Gowon, being inner carcass of what was going, being the mastermind of what was going on, Gowon noticed that for America to reject this request means that something is fishy and it is dangerous. That was what led Gowon to put pressure for the other man to surrender in the absence of Ojukwu, Effiong. It was that because Philip Effiong did not know what was going on. Ojukwu did not know what was going on. So when Gowon noticed that something fishy was going on, and America rejected, and a lot of body language of America. That was what Gowon did. Gowon began to press button to make the Philip Effiong to come and promise all heaven and earth. And Philip Effiong, with the dying of children and everything that was really getting worse, didn't have no choice. But because he did not know what was going on in America. And that was why, after this exposition that we made, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, said that if they had hold that war and go into guerrilla warfare, but now we are in Biafra, but now we have our country. But let me tell you, it is only God. God knows why Biafra didn't come at that time. I am telling you. God knows why Biafra is going to come. Because had they been there, went to the bush and start guerrilla war, America would have stepped in with the dying of the children, and America already was turning back to support Biafra. That is how things work. And the people who also were supposed to be for Biafra, they sabotage it. That was why some of them, they call it Ifejuna and all that. The one that went to London, and instead of him to fight for Biafra, he began to fight for his personal pocket. There are other people in America, all of them sabotaged. It will never happen again. So when you hear Bill Clinton saying they pulled out of Nigeria, they had to pull out of Vietnam, they have to pull out of Nigeria, it's because they actually, and yes, they had to pull out of Nigeria, and it was that time America was turning its back against Biafra, against Nigeria. So Gowon played the first one because he had the intel. Gowon was communicating with America, and Gowon has privileged information. Not that America told him that they are going to support Biafra. No, but the actions, the policies that America was beginning to adopt that time made Gowon to sense that something is fishy. Of course, because he has Britain advising him. And, so the Britain was very putting pressure on Gowon and making sure that the Biafra people succumbed, which they finally succeeded, and they did. But this time around, we have learned our lesson from what our forefathers did, from what our grandfathers did. We have learned our lesson, and we will deal with Nigeria this time around very ruthlessly. We are going to revenge everything Nigeria did to us. In this coming year, anybody that say you are going to support Nigeria against Biafra in the liberation phase, you will collect water. You will collect it. And let nobody say we are bad. Let nobody say we are doing something, because believe me, let nobody talk. You people don't know what we are doing for your future. You don't know what we are doing for your existence. See all these things that some people are saying, hey, Nigeria this, Nigeria this. You are actually feeding the python that will turn around to swallow you. Nigeria lifespan is just like this. If we fail to break Nigeria next year and get Biafra, believe me, you are going to see, you know what that pastor said? He said, you are going to enter 10 times, 7 times worse than what you have now. Your condition in Nigeria. It's going to be worse times 7. And we can never allow that to happen. So let us listen to Bill Clinton narrating how they dealt their involvement in Biafra war.
He said, because they don't want you. People want to chart their own course. They have to feel secure in their own identities. Then they have to have the courage to work with others. And this is not easy psychologically.
Did you hear that? People don't want to be controlled. They want to secure their own identity so that by then they will have courage to work with others. That is what exactly what we are fighting for. Bill Clinton, during the time, if it was when he was a president, he will see things differently. But today he's saying something very reasonable, that people don't want to be controlled again. They want to safeguard themselves. They want to guide themselves. They want to make laws and policies according to their own, I would say maybe self-determination. And they want to govern themselves, protect themselves and all that, so that they will have the courage to work with others. Today, is that working in Nigeria? The answer is no. Are we secured in Nigeria? The answer is no. Do we have the same value system in Nigeria? The answer is no. So, and by the time Biafra come, we now understand ourselves and begin to govern ourselves, make policies, develop according to our own space. We can now stretch our hand to work with anybody who wants to work with us. Do you understand me? Now let us listen to him.
And they're dueling historical narratives. People died, but we had to go, and you're going to have to go. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you. You know, people want to chart their own course. They have to feel secure in their own identities.
People want to champion their own cause. They want to secure their own identities. That is what we are doing. We want to champion our own cause as Biafrans. We want to secure our own identities. Today, Fulani is coming to Islamize Nigeria to take our identity away from us. And we say no. We have to secure our identity. We have to champion our own cause. And if this is if Nigeria refuses for us to secure our own identity, we are going to come brutally to fight. If Nigeria refuses Biafrans to champion their own cause, we are going to come brutally to fight. And if we have bomb by 2023, we are going to throw the bomb. If that is going to be what the world will see and listen to us, so that we have the opportunity, just like every other person, to secure our identity, so that Fulani will not come and take our identity away like they did in other parts of the world, they did in Turkey and all that. We don't want them to take our identity away. We want to champion our own cause. How is this a crime that will make them to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya? How is it a crime that made them to put Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in a DSS dungeon? How is trying to secure our own identity so that Fulani will not take it away from us become a crime? Ben, thank you very much for your super chat. We appreciate you. That is why we are going to do everything. We are going to shoot gun. If they say no, you cannot have the right, we are going to shoot them gun. If they say no, you are not going to have the right, we are going to throw them bomb. If they say, I am telling you because we are already at war. Look at what they did to our villages and our market in the Eke market, in Tutu market, in Imo State, a few days ago. By governor, burning and the bombardment of villages. Do you think that, let me tell you, the time is coming when we are going to have the no-fly zone in Biafra land. You think helicopter will fly? We are going to shoot it down. I am telling you. When we are going to start, you see that helicopter? If that helicopter fly and go back, then you know that Biafrans are not ready. We are going to shoot everything down. And let me tell you, there is nothing. You see, when we are saying it, like say, oh, don't talk. And we are going to say it because Nigeria is the worst country on earth. The policy of Nigeria have affected every Biafran brain. You people are not thinking like a human being. So I have to be saying certain things to make you begin to think. If we have the required resources, do you think I will come and talk about this? Or you just wake up and begin to hear boom, boom, boom everywhere? I am telling you. If we have the resources today, you will not hear PIM from me. You will not hear it. If we have money like the Fulanis, if we are into criminality, into kidnapping like Fulanis, you will not hear PIM from me. That is why when I see all these people come to talk rubbish, I just, like Toludo, the job, come and, we don't involve in criminality. We don't involve in kidnapping. Anybody you see doing kidnapping is not part of us. Because, one person they kidnap, they can collect 100 million. That is what Fulani is doing. And the federal government is shielding them because nobody have arrested any of them. They kidnap for ransom. They kidnap to fund their jihadist war. And federal government, by policy, support them. They give them air support, they give them telecommunication support, they protect them, they shelter them, and they collect this money. Nobody arrests them. Just today, we saw in the news that armed robbery in Abia State, where Bulon van was robbed. At the end of the day, it has to be the DSS and ex-DSS officer. Some of them were Igbo, some of them were Yoruba. They're scattered all over Nigeria. None of them is or have anything to do with Biafra. Yet Soludo will say they are committing crime. So how can you make this add up? If we are into kidnapping, it is against Biafra. And if we are into kidnapping, you will not hear pin from us, because we are going to use the money to fight Biafra. But we're not going to do that, because crime is crime. And we condemn every criminality in Biafra. If we catch you committing kidnapping, if we catch you kidnapping. And the worst part of it is that we have challenged them. Allow us to deal with these kidnappers. Both the one that is from Igbo, both the one that is from Fulani. Give us 3 weeks. We will chase them away. But they cannot. Yet, they continue to call us criminals. Give us 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And don't come to attack us when we come out to deal with them. But they will not. So these people knows that Biafra agitators don't care about all those nonsense they are saying. They say that the kidnapping is lucrative business in Nigeria. That is to Fulanis and to those who do it. And of course we agree, because we have seen where people are paying 100 million. We don't even have, we don't have such money in Biafra struggle. If we have it, we will not be making noise. We will not be making noise. We want to fight Biafra genuinely, without any criminality in it. And that is what we are going to do until Biafra comes next year. Because we're already almost at the end of the tunnel. And we're going to see the light. Now let us watch.
Then they have to have the courage to work with others. And this is not easy psychologically. And there are dueling historical narratives. But to go back to your original case, I am more convinced today than I was then that we did the right thing. When President Putin made no secret of the fact that he thought the dissolution of the Soviet Union was a great tragedy in world history. He made no secret of the fact that he thought President Khrushchev that we did the right thing. When President Putin made no secret of the fact that he thought the dissolution of the Soviet Union was a great tragedy in world history. He made no secret of the fact that he thought President Khrushchev or Premier Khrushchev had done a terrible, terrible job in giving Crimea to Ukraine, and that he only did it as a gift, assuming Ukraine would be always part of the Soviet Union. So, and I remember talking to him about this. I said, I got a deal with Russia to respect the territorial integrity of Ukraine. And I got the British to go along and NATO to go along, and we all signed the deal. He said, yes, you did. But he said, Yeltsin never got it confirmed in the parliament because, they did. They had all these nationalists there. He said, you never got it confirmed in the parliament, and therefore I'm not bound by it, and I don't agree with it. I mean, I don't see how we could be surprised by all this.
Are you people hearing that? Thank you very much, Ben, for your super chat. We appreciate it. Are you hearing what excuses Bill Clinton is giving? That he had an agreement with Russia. over Ukraine. In that agreement, Britain was part of it. The same Britain was part of it. NATO was part of it. And then it happens that Bill Clinton did not have it confirmed by the parliament. Do you understand that? So, according to Clinton, because he did not confirm this agreement in the parliament of the United States, what Clinton is not asking himself, what about other countries? What about Europe? What about EU? What about Britain? Have they had this particular agreement confirmed in their own parliament? So, so if it is not binding in America, what about other countries of the world that were part of the agreement? Have they also confirmed it and become binding, and they are also part of the member of NATO? So is America going to pull out because Clinton did not have it confirmed by the parliament, while other countries that made up NATO actually confirmed it and they recognize it and it is binding to them? I want you to begin to just make a common sense. So now that Clinton is saying that the parliament did not confirm that agreement, and for that reason, you can't hold him responsible about. So what exactly is he trying to say? So the whole thing here is that you cannot continue to control the people forever. The time will come when they are going to take their own destiny into their own hand. And that is what we are going to do next year. We are going to do it next year. We are taking our own destiny into our own hand in Biafra. And the world, they are going to hear us. The world will hear the rise of Biafra for the second time. The Kepu Kepu is everywhere. People are talking. People that matters are talking about Biafra today. And we are going to make the world to hear about Biafra for the very second time. It will be like an earthquake. Believe me. It will be like an earthquake.
But I think the fact that the Ukrainians are willing to stand up.
Yes, people say that there is comment. You have to stop commenting and go to hit the like button. We are going to go on commercial. And when we come back on commercial, we want to see at least 2,000 likes. We have on YouTube alone 3,300 watching. And we want you to at least hit the like button so that other people will know that you are watching very interesting program today. So on that note, we are going to on commercial. And as we go on this commercial, please, we encourage you to hit the like button.
IPOB, one family. Biafrans all over the world. If we want safety and security for our people, then let's continue to support Eastern Security Network. All donations are welcome. No contribution is too small or too large. Do your part, knowing that freedom is in our hands and together we must all rise to the occasion. Go to our website to make your contribution, www.ipobinUSA.org/donate. And remember that freedom is not free, but together we restore it, farm by farm, forest by forest, house by house, and street by street.
Celebration and commendation, not just for attaining the milestone of 80 years, but for his contribution to Nigeria's economy, social, and political development. He's a man of many parts, courage, and determination. He's a man of many victory songs. And every chapter of his life tells a story about the virtues that have defined his greatness and sustained his relevance for 8 decades. On the political turf, Chief is an elder statesman, peace builder, who has continued to place the unity and progress of Nigeria above personal and other parental interests. I am therefore not surprised that the theme of this lecture reflects on one of the most cherished principles of our celebrant. I have no doubt that our guest speaker, Chief Nyanwodo, an orator, a patriot, and a great leader, they epitomize resilience amid adversity and fortitude in times of despair. These are the virtues we need to emphasize now more than ever, given our nation's challenges. Looking at our political evolution from amalgamation to the independence struggles, the First Republic, military adventurism, and now we are talking about the Fourth Republic, the quest for Nigeria's unity has been a dominant topic in our political history and political discourse. To achieve this, all stakeholders must work in unity of purpose to achieve this dream. In fact, when I received the invitation to be here to chair this occasion, and I looked at the topic, Igbo Quest for Nigeria's Unity, these are things that agitate my mind. I started thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Amadou Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. The third, and I quote, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only a British intention for the country. This is was said by Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, the former Prime Minister. The fourth and the last, let me not bore you. And I quote, each of our three regions is vastly different in many respects, but each has this in common, that despite variety of languages and customs, or differences in climate, all form part of one country which has existed as a political and social entity for 50 years.
We need to go and hit the like button. We need to see at least 2,000 likes as we are back again with our exposition on this epidemic. So we want you to hit the like button and let us continue.
Identities. Then they have to have the courage to work with others. And this is not easy psychologically, and there are dueling historical narratives. But to go back to your original case, I am more convinced today than I was then that we did the right thing. When President Putin made no secret of the fact that he thought the dissolution of the Soviet Union was a great tragedy in world history. He made no secret of the fact that he thought President Khrushchev or Premier Khrushchev had done a terrible, terrible job in giving Crimea to Ukraine, and that he only did it as a gift, assuming Ukraine would be always part of the Soviet Union. So, and I remember talking to him about this. I said, I got to deal with Russia to respect the territorial integrity of Ukraine. And I got the British to go along and NATO to go along, and we all signed the deal. He said, yes, you did. But he said, Yeltsin never got it confirmed in the parliament because, and they did, they had all these nationalists there. He said, he never got it confirmed in the parliament, and therefore I'm not bound by it, and I don't agree with it. I mean, I don't see how we could be surprised by all this. But I think the fact that the Ukrainians are willing to stand up is encouraging. And who's providing a lot of those weapons and training? NATO. And what does Finland want to do? Join NATO. So I'm sorry, I just disagree. I think we did the right thing at the right time. And if we hadn't have done it, this crisis might have occurred even sooner. But you can't tell people, you're supposed to tell the Poles they should live for the rest of eternity with the insecurity.
Did you hear what he said? He said, according to him, they did the right thing at the right time. And even though they wouldn't have done it, this crisis would have occurred earlier or later. So which means, the same thing will be careful. It does not matter that you participated in killing 3 million Biafrans today. Today, you are out. I don't know why everybody is here. All right. So he said, that even though they didn't do it, this whole thing would have actually happened at the end of the day. And let us listen to him.
That he thought the dissolution of the Soviet Union was a great tragedy in world history. He made no secret of the fact that he thought President Khrushchev or Premier Khrushchev had done a terrible, terrible job in giving Crimea to Ukraine, and that he only did it as a gift, assuming Ukraine would be always part of the Soviet Union. So, and I remember talking to him about this. I said, I got to deal with Russia to respect the territorial integrity of Ukraine. And I got the British to go along and NATO to go along, and we all signed the deal. He said, yes, you did. But he said, Yeltsin never got it confirmed in the parliament because, and they did, they had all these nationalists there. He said, he never got it confirmed in the parliament, and therefore I'm not bound by it, and I don't agree with it. I mean, I don't see how we could be surprised by all this. But I think the fact that the Ukrainians are willing to stand up is encouraging. And who's providing a lot of those weapons and training? NATO. And what does Finland want to do? Join NATO. So I'm sorry, I just disagree. I think we did the right thing at the right time. And if we hadn't have done it, this crisis might have occurred even sooner. But you can't tell people, you're supposed to tell the Poles they should live for the rest of eternity with the insecurity that Russia won't try to come after them again, or the Hungarians, or the, all the others, the Baltic states. Really, after what they did they ever want to be in the Soviet Union? And the Czech Republic, of course, was the most democratic of all and the best managed from the fall of the Cold War for the next 10 years. The fall of the Berlin Wall for the next 10 years.
All right. I am off for a very important meeting, and they've just called my attention now. And so we're going to end this broadcast here, and we continue tomorrow. Very, very important. May God bless you. May God bless Biafra. May God bless Eastern Security Network. May God bless Mazinam Kanu. May God bless Ondo Iboho. May God bless all of you watching. May God bless Omuada and their husband. May God bless our media team. May God bless all of you watching, and may God bless me as well. From here, from me is good evening. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.